if we think about our bodies, they're exactly the same as what they were 10,000 years ago. Our brain has evolved, the way we take care of our body has evolved a lot, but the way that our body responds to stress is still exactly the same as what it was 10,000 years ago.
Welcome to Marketing with Vino, the edutainment business growth podcast, mixing education and entertainment to make growing your service business much more fun. Your hosts, Quinton Venter, online marketing expert, and Gabby Kowalski, creator of the Business Freedom Formula, have a glass of wine and share powerful and up-to-date strategies to help grow your service business fast.
Hey guys, welcome to another wonderful episode of Marketing with Vino. This is episode number 18, and 18, that's special. It's like a celebration. And in line with here in the Netherlands, live from the Netherlands, we've got lovely Gabby and the amazing Kelly joining us from Melbourne. Welcome.
Woohoo! Hello everybody. I'm Gabby and
I'm Kelly.
So this is what we've got planned for you today. So first up, it's 10:30 in the morning in the Netherlands, and Quinton said, "Gabs, I'm not drinking. It's just not right for me to be drinking this early." So I thought, you know what, we still got to give you at least two people that are drinking on this show, because otherwise it just wouldn't be right by you. So we've got Kelly on board, who's in Melbourne. It's a completely reasonable time to be drinking. So Kelly and I will be drinking vino. Quinton will be our chaperone.
We run on the theory of one team, one dream.
That's it. One team, one dream.
So true.
And more importantly, though, there's a purpose for having her here today. Kelly Bowen is a phenomenal health coach, and she runs a business called Exceptional Living. And today we want to talk to you about the importance of taking care of you before you serve.
Before we get to that, let's get to the most important part. You two are drinking wine. Tell the audience, what are you drinking?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
good point.
Of course. So we've got a fine drop called from New Zealand. There you go. Brand is Matua. It's got this really cool New Zealand emblem thing on it. It's a Sauv Blanc. Shocking that I'd be drinking that again.
It's a pretty blue label.
Pretty blue label. And the reason why it was chosen was because it's got no 202 preservative. That's right, peoples. I'm back on that drum.
No nasty sulfates, no nasty hangovers.
That's right.
And
so, if you're going to drink, look after your body, your temple, choose wisely.
That is a perfect one for this episode. It is just in line with what we're going to be talking about. It is looking after your body. And you guys start with putting the amazing stuff the amazing liquid into your body. That's going to have this amazing conversation happening. So, Kelly, why don't you go ahead and just introduce yourself to our amazing listeners?
So, hey guys, firstly, thank you so much for having me on the show. I feel honoured and privileged. I'm sitting down with my two best friends in the world talking about something really cool and something that I'm really, really passionate about. It's like all my dreams have come true all at once. I guess a little bit about me. I call myself a mind-body coach, and I specialise in helping women achieve their ideal body. I do work with men, but primarily most of my stuff goes out to women. However, I do work with some really amazing men.
If you're a man listening, you can stay tuned. This will be relevant to you too.
It's not a sexist conversation. It's just purely what my message attracts most. But the men that I work with are absolutely amazing. And what we're talking about tonight is something that I'm really passionate about. It's something that I've been through myself. I come from a professional athlete background. I know exactly what it's like to work yourself into the ground, all in wanting to obtain a result. And yet the question is, how do you want to be at the end of the journey? Do you it's all well and good to achieve your result and get the cool thing, but if you're bleeding and broken and you can't enjoy it when you get there, what's really the point? So a lot of what I do with my clients is just setting realistic goals. And there was an event that Gabs and I ran together a couple of weeks ago now, and the topic was wealth, but it's the same principles apply. And we were talking about how people in business, they say, let's give up this next 2 years of our life and work really hard on this one thing and focus everything on it so that we can enjoy it for the rest of our lives. Yeah. But the thing with that is, though, it's not ecological. And even when you pull all of your energy from the other areas of your life, be it from your relationships, from your health, and from the quality of experience you're having, and you direct it into one area, you're actually setting up for a scarcity mentality. So it's like you're constantly fighting an uphill battle. And even if you do get to the result, you know, your relationships might be tattered, you may even swing between experiences by going complete, like, right into the responsibility and completely swing the other way and have blowouts and sabotage yourself on the way because you're not giving yourself that freedom to really live. And your health is the thing that pays the whole way. And if you don't have your health, you can't build an empire on it.
No, and this is the thing. So, you know, there's actually there's this underlying epidemic that's actually happening in today's time and age, and this is why we wanted to share this message with you and give you some tips on how to, you know, really maintain your machine, your body, so you can get to the freedom, the money, the impact, the everything you're wanting to create a business, and get there with grace. Get there, you know, with everything intact. Not get there with, you know, your arm missing, your leg missing, and everything being scratched up and broken, you know.
It's a wall.
Metaphorically. That's
Yeah.
right.
Whoever gave that saying, I want to slide into my grave with my knees scanned and my skin off my elbows, I don't know if they quite got
I
this
still
one.
want to look pretty. And so there's this epidemic actually that's been around for a while, and it's just starting to come out, or maybe I'm just noticing it. I don't know. Maybe you already have, and it's actually adrenal fatigue. So, long story short, on the top of our kidneys, we've got these little mushroom-like white things that are our adrenal glands.
Sounds like a peanut.
The peanut?
Yes.
Size of a peanut. There you go. Now this is the thing, that if you take on the model of go super, 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 super hard for a couple of years so you can relax the rest of your life, there's a few problems with that model. One of them is that you're actually going to burn out. You know, you're going to sacrifice the things that are important to you. More to the case, though, you know, why did we do this? Why did we say yes to business? You know, do you know what I found after speaking to so many business owners? The one reason we do this is so we can have it all. So we can have extraordinary. So we can have the time, the money, the fulfillment, the impact. Why do we want it? So we can actually, you know, experience the world. So we can experience relationships. So we can have it all.
Yep.
Now, here's the broken part of the model of work your ass off and sacrifice, because if you're building your business, you know, from a place of, I'm just going to focus solely on business, I'm not going to have a relationship, I'm not going to go to the gym anymore, I'm going to sacrifice everything else and put all my focus into business, then the who you are being is not the right who to actually attract all the cool stuff in the first place, meaning that the program you're playing out is a scarcity program. It's a program that's saying there isn't enough. There's not enough time, so I can't have it all now, so I have to wait. If you're coming from a place of scarcity, everything you build is in a place of scarcity, which means you are going to end up having lack show up. And ironically, it ends up showing up as lack in your financials as well. So first, you know, you'll lose your health. You'll lose people that are important to you. You won't have the connection you're after. You won't have the vitality. Ultimately, though, when you get to the, when you're in that vibration, when you're, you know, functioning from that place,
Yeah.
you're not in the vibration of wealth. True wealth consciousness is the belief that wealth is all there is, that there is an abundance of money, abundance of time, abundance of everything. And only in that place of pure appreciation, only in that place of flow, do you actually manifest really quick results in business anyway. So we're going to share some really cool tips with you. And we're going to give you permission to take a day off. We're going to give you permission to have fun with your friends. We're going to give you permission to hit the gym, to go for a walk, to, you know, get your life rocking right now, because that's actually going to have you attract everything you want so much faster. And Kelly has like awesome tips on how to rock this out. So over to Cal.
Thanks, Gabs. So first, I want to really break down and explain what the adrenal glands do and what their purpose is. So we the only time that we're meant, so your adrenal glands, they produce two hormones primarily, which is adrenaline and cortisol.
Yep.
So adrenaline is the hormone that when you're it's the fight, flight, or freeze hormone. So if we think about our bodies, they're exactly the same as what they were 10,000 years ago. Our brain has evolved, the way we take care of our body has evolved a lot, but the way that our body responds to stress is still exactly the same as what it was 10,000 years ago. And it interprets stress in one of three ways, which is stress, I'm about to starve to death, which is the way our body interprets that stress these days is not enough money, not enough time, not enough sleep, not enough insert whatever it is here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Then you've got the next one, which is which is stress. I'm going to freeze to death. So obviously this one would only kick in where you're in cold climates, and the body would turn its stress responses on to make your body store extra fat so that you didn't freeze to death in the cold climate. And then the third stress, which is the one that we're under most of the time, is stress. I'm going to be eaten by the saber-tooth tiger around the corner. And that's the one that really kicks in the adrenaline. Now, for a lot of people, they don't realize how often they've got this stress response of, oh my God, there's a tiger outside my door going on.
Not literal tiger, it's just metaphorical.
I love it. I love it how you're putting it from back then, and you're still putting it into the 21st century, that those fears and those stresses, what was back then, our body still produces the same stress levels, but with a different thing that's important.
Yeah. Now, the stress, I'm going to be eaten by a tiger. Now, this can show up as we're allowed to swear on the show, aren't we?
Yeah.
A little bit.
So it's stress. I've got an asshole boss. Stress. I've got people calling me because I'm struggling paying my bills. Excuse me.
Stress, I'm stuck in traffic.
Yes, stress, I'm stuck in traffic. That asshole cut me off. So that kind of stress will kick your adrenals in. And the only time we're meant to experience adrenaline is when the tiger's chasing us and we want to run up a hill, climb a tree, and get out of its way. And then we're meant to be able to have this period of recovery where we can get over the overstimulation of what this hormone caused. However, the way our lives are set up these days, we just don't get that break. Like, people are working so hard under adrenaline. Like, and when you think about, like, let's just think about that idea for a second of, I'm going to give up these 2 years of my life to build my business. Think about the pressure and the deadlines you're putting yourself under.
We're talking 2 years of being chased by a saber-tooth
tiger.
There's the one.
You've got 2 years of this bloody tiger chasing you, and your
That's just not natural, people.
It's not
just
natural.
in nature, that would not happen.
I'd like to think we were a little cleverer back then. We kind of knew how to hide from it, or we knew which time the tiger was going to be out, so we could get away from it. But we don't realize this is what we're actually doing to ourselves. And our body, in the way that it interprets stress, it hasn't evolved with us. It doesn't get that, oh, it's just a stress that I'm trying to meet a deadline and I can always change the deadline. It's oh my God, I'm running for my life. So it kicks this in, and it tears your body to pieces. And when you start getting the adrenal cortisol out of balance, it then starts to affect the other hormones which regulate your blood sugars, like insulin. Insulin obviously control, like when you've got a lot of sugar in your blood, insulin brings it down. Then you've got leptin, which is telling your body whether you've got enough fat reserves. So it's not just this adrenal fatigue issue. It touches on, it's the biggest silent killer. It's not cancer that's the biggest killer. This is why we've got an obesity epidemic. It's because adrenaline, being in a chronic adrenal fatigue all the time, is shutting down our bodies, and our body's not functioning properly. It's why it's creating cancers. So it's really about understanding that this is what's going on with your body, and if you are working for yourself and you have your own business, you're the person who's making the decisions, nobody else. You set your own deadlines and set them realistically. There's no tiger chasing you. And I always love listening to Gabs when she talks about this, saying that, if we're eternal souls, and if we look at our tiny little existence here on between the 80 to 120 years we get to be here.
I love that. See how she puts it 120? She's just like, there's a gift. It's possible, people.
I personally think that, and there are tribes out there that live to 160.
There's actually tribes on the planet right now that you can't even become a leader in the tribe until you hit 100. How cool is that?
Yeah.
They class you as immature.
Unless you're 100. But so the thing is, I totally think it's possible. While we've got this much adrenaline going through our bodies, which is literally causing us to age like beyond ridiculous, it's not possible. But I truly think, I say 80 because that's the average recorded medical lifespan. However, I truly do believe I'm going to be around, and Gabs and I are going to be sitting in our rocking chair when we're 120, 160.
Yeah, and we're going to look not a day older than 60, people. No, that's our intention.
But yeah, so the point is, even with myself, coming from a professional athlete background, knowing how hard to drive that stick, I've had to unlearn a lot of those behaviors and learn that I am setting the own pace at which I achieve things. And when you look at that big span of existence, does it really matter if you push a deadline by a week? Not really. The sky's not going to fall. So I guess one of the first things is to really understand, one, you're the person, and particularly if you are in your own business and you are the business owner, you're the person who sets your deadlines. People work for you. So use that to your advantage and start giving yourself permission to set things at your own pace.
And be ecological with it. That doesn't mean play small in any way, shape or form. Play big. Yeah. However, literally tweak as you go. So you are the creator of your business, That means that if you've set an unrealistic deadline, don't murder yourself to reach it. You've got the power to be flexible. I believe in the tweak as you go model. Never give up on your goal. Tweak the plan as you go to ensure that you're actually growing your business gracefully. That at the end of it, during it, you're enjoying the views. You can climb a mountain a couple of ways. One way would be you just focus on the peak of the mountain and you go till you get to the peak, and you get there and you're a bit bumped up and bruised, and then you're like, yeah, I did it. Or you could climb the mountain and stop for a second and look around and capture the beautiful eagle flying by, capture the stunning views along the way, capture the whole journey and the process of it. That is the way to grow your business. I really do love using the metaphor of a human being's growth when it comes to business. So often I see business owners have an infant business, a toddler business, and instead of nurturing their first step, the first word, the first time they do something funny, they just go, "Oh, I wish you were a teenager already." Why can't you be 12? Why can't you be 18?
Yeah, I think so many people are striving to get just that very first sale or that very first profitable thing, and then straight away start scaling it up, that they actually miss the entire process that has to be undertaken. What does it mean to get one client? What does that impact make on your business, and where can you grow to next? They're so focused on just go, that they miss that entire spiritual journey as well, that spiritual evolvement of their own character.
Yeah, exactly. So the number one tip we have for you is chill out. Guess what? The world won't blow up, explode. There won't be World War IV if you have a day off and chill out and actually recharge your bucket, recharge your energy, look after yourself first. Yeah. It's funny, but somewhere along the line, human beings have, this is what I laugh about. Somewhere along the lines, we've been taught that achieving things against all odds needs to be commended, needs to be awarded. That, we reward people for doing extraordinary things against extraordinary odds to the person. To be hard too. And it's going to be hard.
We don't respect you unless it's hard.
Yeah, why don't we respect you unless it's hard? So the woman with no arms and no legs that swims the English Channel, granted, probably never happened, but all of a sudden she's amazing, right?
Yeah.
What about the normal person with two working arms that was smart about it, that just did it ecologically, who did it anyway?
We're not valuing intelligence, we're valuing brute strength. And I think there was at your event on the weekend, the Business Freedom Intensive, we were talking about this, and I loved it so much. Okay, if I spend half a day playing golf to fill my bucket? And you're like, absolutely. If it means that you're spending half a day to go play golf, fill your bucket, and when you get back to work you're twice as productive and you're doing twice as much, go play golf.
Yeah.
The look on his face.
Yeah, and he's like, you should have seen the room. There was all these people that are like, oh my God, I can go and have fun with my friends, or I can spend time with my family? And he's like, well, yeah, he goes, it's funny, ever since I've been playing golf, I come home, I do more in the afternoon after playing golf than I can achieve in 2 weeks if I don't. Look after yourself first, fill your bucket, make sure that you are your best you, and then go serve. The best stuff you're going to come out with. If you're doing any marketing, if you're writing copy, if you're creating ads, if you're launching campaigns, if you're in sales and you're running sales consults, even when you're delivering the cool thing you deliver, training staff, hiring staff, when you're at your best, you know what I mean. We're talking the zone. We've all been in the zone where nothing can go wrong, where you get every green light and every car spot and just everything's a beautiful thing. It's actually our duty as business owners to step into maintaining flow and being curious about what is flow for me. what does it take for me to really look after myself, look after my body, the body that's actually driving all of this in the first place? Because when your body's not working to optimum, I promise you it doesn't work. And I say this because I've been through it. Kelly is a world champion athlete and she burnt out. Yeah, she's got a world championship. You know, woohoo. It took her years to actually recover from the whole thing.
Yeah.
Myself, you know, I built myself up quite fast within business, became number one in 2 industries of business, and that's all great, and it looks, it looks fantastic on paper. However, the truth of the matter is, at the end of the road, I burnt out. I was broken. I was, bruised, broken, missing an arm and a leg, so to speak, and I couldn't enjoy and reap the benefits of it. And so we want to give you permission to take this road and take it ecologically, take it gracefully, look after yourself, eat the right stuff, move your body, look after your body, because without this body you can't enjoy any of it.
Yeah.
Secondly, invest time into relationships. Actually give your loved ones some time and attention, because love amplifies success. With other people around you that are actually championing you, it actually has the whole feeling of success be so much more amplified. If you get to the end of the journey and you're alone and your body's broken, who cares if you've got millions of dollars? Honestly, I can give you case study after case study of people that have reached that kind of success and they couldn't enjoy any of it.
It's so empty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So true.
I still remember, like, what?
Sorry,
Yeah.
go
ahead.
I've got something comes to mind, and I've got a question for you, Kelly. In regarding going full steam, and regarding going all out, a certain character develops, a character of perseverance, of determination. And yes, at the end, if you continue too long, you'll burn out, and then it'll take a long time to recover. But that skill of being, or that characteristic that's being built up, do you think it's essential in regards to success in all areas of it? And should people maybe experience it? Should people maybe go and push their bodies to the limit and reach their own threshold so that they know not to reach it again?
Oh, great question. And great question from the perspective of being there, done it, haven't stood on the other side of that, and like seeing what that's not. So I think the skill of, so this is what I've noticed that a lot within today's modern world that we're missing. We're missing a lot of resilience, we're missing a lot of persistence, and we're missing a lot of determination.
Yeah.
Now I get people in business, like, and I see like there's a statistic that there's a reason why most people fail within their first 12 months of business. And it's because they're missing those skills. You don't know how strong you are until you've been hit that hard. You don't know until you've been tested. And when you've been hit that hard and you can get up again, and no matter what, you keep getting up again. It's a character that needs to be there. However, now this is the most important thing that I think I might say for the whole podcast is pick and choose battles. You don't need to go to war, and you don't need to show up as that character for every battle that presents itself. There's a time where you need to knuckle down and you need to be that character, and you need to know that that's within you and that's going to see you through and carry you through to the end. And there's other times where things come up where you just need to go, you know what, not my monkey, not my circus. This isn't worth me putting myself through that for, because there are definitely things in life and there are definitely things in business where you do need to show up as that character, and you do need to have that persistence, and you do need to have that resilience, and you do need to keep going. But there's also beautiful. There's also a time there too where you need to, have that guy, that warrior. I guess no, I'm going to say on a chain, but that's not the right wording. But you need to have that warrior in check to say, this is when you go into battle, and this is when I actually need you to back. You might help for me actually choosing myself over the battle, and that's the difference. Because sometimes that warrior needs to stand up for you to say no, and other times he needs to go to war.
Ultimately, it's about priorities too.
Thank you.
Yes, 100. Thank you, Cal. That was beautiful. Ultimately, and tell me what you think on this, Quinton. Yes, it's imperative that you actually download the warrior inside of you, that you develop the warrior inside of you for business. Because then when you do, it gives you the opportunity to move past the warrior and really become a king. Mm-hmm. I don't believe that you can become a king without becoming a warrior first.
I agree.
I believe that there is a journey for us spiritually as business owners, and the first one is to actually step into warrior. to have the determination, have the persistence to, you know, the shit's falling and, sorry, shit's falling. The sky's falling. My apologies.
Shit's falling from the sky.
So there we go. I'm missing that word. Thank you.
One team, one dream.
One team, one dream, indeed. That, you know, the sky's falling and you've got to step up. You know, and what Cal said is perfect. This is the problem that I've seen, though. So many business owners are actually activating that part of themselves when they don't need to. That yes, there's deadlines to you know, yes, you've got to over-deliver, you've got to meet your clients' expectations, you've got to get your clients' results, you've got to make sure that your team has the support they need, that, you know, they've got the training they need, you've got to step up and be a great leader. However, what that also means, you've got to self-lead. You've got to know, you've got to get curious, you've got to get really curious about, you know, when am I using this and why am I using this, and am I always go, go, go because I feel like it's coming from. So this is where I think two places. One, if your go, go, go comes from a place of I have to, I must, because I'm not good enough. So many business owners are working themselves into the ground not because they have to, but because they feel like they have to. Yeah. I find there's a spectrum. And there's actually this is really cool. There's a spectrum I see human beings living on. On the very, very far left, you've got the dirty bum that's completely lazy. And on the very, very, very far right, you've got the super overachiever that just never sits still. To me, I believe that it's our journey to find a path where we sit not in the middle, but somewhere in between the middle and the overachiever, where we're still extremely extraordinary, we're still following our dreams, we're getting our visions to manifest. However, we're not doing it at the detriment of our health and, you know, and our relationships. And it's about making sure that, you know, you prioritize when do I step into warrior and go hard, and I also make sure that I rest, recover, you know, so it's balancing that beautiful thing of nurturing yourself, go hard, you know, do sprints, you know, in the sense of sprint and rest versus run a full marathon. What do you reckon? What's your take on that?
Yeah, well, if you sprint the whole time, you're going to burn out eventually. I really see it as you need to develop your power to sprint. That's a given. You need to be able to run away from that saber-toothed tiger. But as you say, Kelly, that saber-toothed tiger isn't around for the first 2 years the whole time. Like, he shows up every once in a while. And when he does, you need to run away. But you also need to recover in order to be able to run away. So yeah, I totally like that, the way that you've lined it up with, yes, you need to have that character, you need to be someone that needs to know its boundaries, but also give yourself that permission to rest and to use that power wisely, to use that energy when the time is needed. I've related with that as well, with deadlines of projects of clients, where up until then, it is the last week, it is when the sprint basically happens. It is when everything just gets put into place. And yes, I do so much more work in that last week of the sprint, if you really lay it out in ratio of free time and work. But it's getting so much more done, and then it's time to recover, to leading up to that moment when the campaigns go live, when the crucial period gets going. We need to have all systems in place, and up until then, you're crafting your skill, you're crafting your message, you're crafting your character, and that is when all weapons come out. That is when all full force, ready to when the rubber hits the road to go forward.
Yep. 100%.
And the thing is, like, you know, I know with you do maintain health. You know, like, guys, the amount of podcasts we've done when Quinton's been in Sydney, it's been a hot day, and he's had to take, absolutely had to, for whatever reason, had to take his top off.
For all the women out there.
For all the women out there who are listening, like, you know, because the truth of the matter is, this guy does. He nurtures his health. He actually does maintain. He makes sure he looks after his body. And I'd really love to know your insights, your mindset, because you know how to sprint, you know how to over-deliver, you know how to perform, yet you've never sacrificed your health. And I'd really like to know, you know, how does that look? What do you believe is your, like, thinking? What's your programming? What do you value that has you always maintain your body first so you can perform better?
Very good question. In order for me to reach this point of wanting to constantly maintain my health, I had to reach a point where my health was going downhill. And that happened with a previous relationship when while we were in the relationship, I didn't maintain my health because I was thinking I don't need to show off anymore. And once we broke up, it came to the point when I had so much free time and I went back to the gym that I realized how much my health actually went backwards. So my perception switched from why I'm actually looking after myself. Before it was looking after myself to be able to show off and be center of attention, to get attention. Now it is looking after my health in order for my health to be able to get more things done, to have more energy. So first of all, my perception around my health had to change. Once that happened, it's just something that I now go into routine to know that if I don't do it, I don't get the outcomes that I want in other areas of my life. And to put it into hormones, for example, if I don't work out, if I'm constantly go in business, I don't have the testosterone to be able to have a high sex libido.
Yep.
And that then starts to affect the relationship that I have with my partner. I mean,
Business.
Yeah,
and business.
If you don't have testosterone, you won't hunt.
Exactly, and so knowing that my sex drive isn't that high, and I thrive on it. I thrive on having that high sex drive because it is part of me getting more stuff done. It's honing that sexual energy and then making it go into business. If I don't have that, then I'm suffering. So what I do is I simply just go and I do a workout. And I've said it to Em so many times, like I won't train for a week, and then I'll go and I'll do a few days workout, and I'll go and I'll stand in the mirror. I'll be like, yeah, 2 days. It's like, wow, I feel so pumped. But after those 24 hours, all of a sudden my libido goes up, my mental health goes up, everything goes up. So I know now to take time out. I know that I need to be able to focus on myself and focus on my health. And it comes from a very big belief. One of my core beliefs is there's no excuses, there's only priorities. And I've heard it so often that people say, I don't have time, I don't have money, or I don't have resources, I couldn't make it. To me, that's all just, it wasn't a priority. So I stopped using that for myself, saying to myself that I didn't have time to go to the gym today, or I didn't have time to exercise, I didn't have time to meditate, I didn't have time to do this. To me, I'm simply just saying it wasn't a priority for me. I didn't make it a priority to go and exercise. I didn't make it a priority to meditate. And once I started viewing the world as such, I started realizing where my priorities are going. That yes, I didn't make a priority to go and exercise, but it was a greater priority for me to complete this project, or to do this, or to go see family. Yes, I didn't complete X because Y was a greater priority. And once I started viewing the world like that, it just switched for me. It was just like, what do I want to achieve? I want to be able to get to have more energy. Then I need to prioritize something else than prioritizing the one thing that is draining the energy from me. So to break it down, it was first I changed my beliefs around fitness, what health meant to me. And then I just started putting it into perspective as to priorities, and knowing that for every consequence, or for every action, there's a consequence. And I wanted more of a certain consequence, so I had to take more of a certain action. So that's my map of how I actually broke it all down.
Love that. And look, what I'm hearing from that is this, if you want to have it all in business, you've got to value it all right now, not wait, which means that if you want to have the love, the money, the health, guess what? You want to have all three things currently prioritized in your world, which means that you want to value the relationships you have right now and give absolute quality time to them. You want to value your health and get curious about what it takes to actually have your body function at its best so you can perform even better. And when you do, you have the vitality, the flow, the zone to have your business be more epic than you could possibly ever imagine. And, this is the thing that, guys, one thing I've sort of come across recently looking at adrenal glands. Adrenal glands produce adrenaline and cortisol, which give us energy. 2, they actually also produce testosterone. Testosterone. There you go.
Which is your go hunt.
There.
Go hunt.
Which
hormone.
is your go hunt hormone. Now, if you deplete these because you're actually like burning yourself out, working way too hard, and completely neglecting the other areas of your life, guess what? You actually lose the hunter in you. You lose your warrior. You end up in a place where you didn't have it all. Quite frankly, you lost it all. So our message with this is, one second. Our apologies. My little puppy dog decided to jump up on us just then and take our headphones out. So our message with this is to give you permission to have it all now, to nurture your health, to nurture your love relationships, and to sprint. Sprint when it counts, not sprint all the time. Schedule, be the masterful creator of your current schedule. That when you've got to be on, you make sure that, you take time out before your sprint and after your sprint. So for me, when I run events, I show up as my absolutely everything when I run intensives for my clients. And I run intensives on Sundays. So what I do is Fridays and Saturdays are Gabby nurture days for me. I don't do any socializing because I'm an introvert at core. I spend time alone. I'll go for nature walks. I'll do stuff that fills my bucket. And when I show up on that intensive, I'm at 100%. Then after the intensive, I spend a couple of days recharging my bucket. Why? Because the intensives are my sprint. That when I give to my clients, I want to be my absolute best. I know that when I charge up my battery, I'm able to give so much more. And I've learnt this the hard way because I did take with this message, I want my long road to be your shortcut. And I get it. For the most part, as human beings, we need to experience problem until we get the solution.
Yeah.
I'd love it if at least someone out there doesn't have to experience problem, listens to this, and doesn't go down that path. Because I can tell you right now that when you do deplete your adrenals completely, when you authentically burn out at a high level, it takes a long time to recover from it. And it's a sucky journey, because if you're someone who's passionate and an overachiever to begin with, and you lose your energy and vitality, it sucks balls.
It's like having your leg chopped off.
It really is like having a leg chopped off.
Yeah.
Like having 2 legs chopped off. So, please grow ecologically. Now, this is not permission to be slack. Please, if you're someone who's on the other end of the spectrum when you're a bit of a lazy bum, then yeah, you do need to step up. You need to take more action. However, if you are listening, and you are listening, if you're the kind of person that's an overachiever and you're listening to this, then what I'm telling you is take it easy, slow down a little bit, and schedule downtime and recharge your bucket. If you're on the other spectrum where you could do more, where that you normally procrastinate a fair bit and you already take too much time out, then the message is a little bit different. Put some fire up your butt, get into the gym, get your body moving to build more fire, build more happy hormones, get yourself like a big ass why for business and take massive action to get there. There is a message that that gets shared around the world through many channels within personal development, especially Tony Robbins drums this, which is take massive action. Well, take massive action works really well for a lot of people, and it doesn't if you're an overachiever. So the overachievers listening to this right now, do not take massive action because it will break you. Take ecological action. Value your health, value the people in your life, give them time, give your business the love it needs, take the sprints, and we wish you the most rocking, graceful growth journey ever.
Can I add something to that? There's a couple.
You got 2 minutes.
Oh,
says
I've got 2
Quentin.
minutes. I'm gonna be super quick then, guys. I was once told that when a woman has a baby, she has to prepare herself for a peak physical experience. I love the metaphor how Gabby talks about business as it's as if you're having a baby. So if you're in business, you need to have your body prepared for peak physical experience, because with the demands of business, you need to have your body at its absolute best. You need to understand what makes it feel good. You need to understand what gives it energy so that you can be in this peak state to be able to keep delivering on this peak experience. So yeah, it's really, I guess the message is pick and choose your battles. Pick and choose the time where the warrior shows up, and pick and choose the time where the warrior actually shows up to self-nurture and care for you.
That's right. Eat
Beautiful.
your veggies and drink your water and move. Is there something, is there like a little tidbit that you'd like to end the show with tonight on this topic? Or today for you?
Let's end it for you guys and start my day with this. You have permission in order to go and recharge your bucket. I think that's it.
Charge your buckets, peoples. I love it.
Charge your
Quentin, have a
buckets.
phenomenal holiday.
Yeah. Enjoy King's Day.
Enjoy
Yes.
It's King's Day right now in the Netherlands. I don't think you told them that.
No, we haven't yet. So today's King's Day. It is the coldest King's Day they've ever recorded on since 1970. So it's freezing at the moment. I think it's about 5 degrees. It's hailing at the moment. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Wow.
Outside.
No tops off.
Yeah, no tops off here. Maybe after a few beers, we'll see. But yeah, thank you so much, guys. It has been absolutely amazing chatting to you, Kelly. Thank you for coming onto the show, and thank you for making time.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
for having me.
And
Thanks for your wisdom,
yeah.
guys. Phenomenal hanging out with you. We love you, and thank you for tuning in.
Yes. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.
See ya.
You've been listening to Marketing with Vino. If you enjoyed this episode and want to access the resources discussed in this episode, go to marketingwithvino.com and select which episode you've listened to.